All right, now people, how's it going there? And we got a nice little Osage orange tree out here, and there's not a lot of wood in that tree, but it's worth cutting down. That's some good wood to make for firewood. So I'm gonna go ahead and it's mid-April here, and I need to get that tree down. It's been dead for several years, but it still needs to be bucked up and split here as soon as possible and get it out of the woods before all the poison ivy and the ticks and everything else start moving around too much, you know what I mean? So we're gonna get out here and I'm gonna take this thing down and try to get y'all set up to where you can get a good view of it here. And you may have to use your telescope there and just kind of move back a little bit. Distance is only relative though. This is gonna be happening here, and it's just a matter of space. You're gonna be able to see it. So let me go ahead and move outside and we'll get this thing cut down and bucked up and make a nice little video for y'all today. I hope you enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe. Now this tree has fallen over a little bit here on its own, and more than I thought it had. It's a dead tree, so the leaves are on this on these trees here, so I'll have to try to figure out where to put you guys. Now my saw did get a little stuck here, and there's nothing I could really do about it. It kind of got me in a weird bind, but I pulled it right out here and just had to kind of tighten up my chain and take a second. Not a big deal. You can't really see what I'm doing real good right here, but what I did was I came in 16 inches above where I just got pinched there, and I made another cut, and I was going to try to get this thing to drop down and come unsnagged here. It just still was under a lot of pressure, and I'll show you here in a minute on film what's going on, but it still wouldn't release, so I got now a whole section cut out of this tree, and it's just bound up here a little bit, but that's what I'm doing here now. I'm just kind of taking a little wedge out of the top of this thing, and then I come up through the bottom and take another cut, but it just won't drop down. So I tried kicking it and pushing it a little, and it just wouldn't go. So then I have to move up here in a minute and take a third one and finally get it to drop is what's going on here. Now, I want to apologize again for the camera angle here. I know it's a pretty bad view, but I had a hard time finding the right angle with all the leaves on these little trees in here. The damn things just block the camera, and it's like I can't even find anywhere to set the tripod down. It's too hard. So we're getting ready to get this thing to drop down here in a second, and you'll get a better view, but you can pretty much see what's going on. I'm just taking a cut out of the top, then coming in through the bottom and trying to get this thing to drop down because it's a snag here. Well, she's being a little bit of a pain in the ass here. You see what happened is the tree is leaning against that other tree, which is putting back pressure on her there, and it's causing me to get pinched a little bit. I wasn't really expecting that, but there's another dead one right there. And so now I got to try to get this thing out of here and walk this thing out of this tree here a little bit. Well, now that's all I did was I just kind of pushed it out of there and it kind of rolled down a little bit. That's all I had to do. So it's pretty close to the ground now and pretty safe to work with at this point. But there was a small piece of it that's hung up in a cedar tree. I'll show you here in a minute. And it's not a lot of wood up there, but it's kind of a shame I couldn't get the whole thing down. If I tie a rope to it, I could yank it out of there. Okay, I got her down now. All I had to do was kind of push her out of that tree there, but this thing grows kind of crazy at the top, and it was tangled up in several places. There's a cedar tree up there, and it was in that cedar tree also, and also hanging up over here. So I just kind of twisted it out of all that mess, and now we just got to buck her up here. As I was saying, it's all down through there, up in the trees and everything else, so I'm going to work on getting this thing bucked up here and check in with you in a minute. Now this clip here is just kind of showing what's going on. I mean, it's all over the place up there. You can see those branches, how they are, and up there on the top right of the screen, it goes off up there into a cedar tree, and it's just really tangled up bad. So I'm not going to waste my time. That's just a little tiny bit of wood. I just kind of cut it up and move on. that's about it now. I gotta get this thing untangled out of here, and that's it. That was a little more wood than I thought in that tree, tangled up in the top there. So I just gotta untangle this little piece here of wood down here. It's kind of tangled up, snaking through around here, and I'll be done. That piece up there is not one to come out. It's really tangled up in that cedar tree bad, and I'm not going to tie a rope to it today. I'm just trying to get this thing down. No, I did just get some sawdust in my throat, so talking a little funny here, but I'm going to go ahead and get this thing taken care of, and I'll show you the pile of wood that we're left with when we're done. See how much wood's in this piece of crap. All right, now there's our Osage orange. That's a pretty good bit of wood there, and that'll be some good firewood this year. So that was worth doing for an hour, and I got it all stacked up ready to split here.